This is Matt for Into Boxing. I'm delighted to be joined by the one and only Mr. Eddie Hearn. Eddie, how's things? It's been a while.
All good, mate. Show number 44 about to take place, 43 tonight actually in Uzbekistan. But looking forward to Chisora Parker. Brilliant fight, brilliant card. A lot of 50-50s on the fight, on the card. Great crowd in Manchester and a good way to end the year.
Before we get onto the boxing, I just wanted to point out your dad, Barry, has been awarded with an OBE for services to sport. Yeah. You must be proud. Very
proud. I mean, look, he's dedicated his whole life to providing opportunities for sportsmen and athletes, and you know he's made a great business out of it. But he genuinely loves to provide those opportunities for people, and you know he's changed the face of a number of sports. And it was a proud day for the family to see him awarded that at Windsor Castle.
Trip to the Middle East. You seem to have been all the way around the globe the past couple of weeks. What were the trips like? Were you talking about maybe potential venues for Dillian Whyte, Fury, or Usyk Joshua? What were the sort of purposes of the trips?
Yeah, I mean, obviously there's a number of countries right now that want to stage major fights, and a number of those in the Middle East. We were there to talk about Usyk Joshua and obviously Fury and Whyte and other fights as well. And you know, interesting time around the world with pandemics and cases and lockdowns and what have you. So we have to think on our feet and make sure we do a great job for our fighters.
Absolutely. Coming on to this event now, we've seen a lot of antics throughout the week from Derek Chisora. We've had musical chairs at the open workout. We've had DJing yesterday at the press conference. Are you surprised today that it was fairly calm? Because I was anticipating something, or body paint or anything.
You say it was calm. I mean, Joseph Parker looked petrified. Not because he's scared of Derek Chisora, but in that environment, you just don't know what he's going to do. So Del Boy got nice and close, and I'm thinking Del Boy's going to do something. He's going to headbutt. And Joseph was like that, you know, because you just don't know. Joseph has no fear of Chisora in the ring, but in that environment, you just don't know. So I think that it's good that Del Boy is keeping it real and not, you know, I say not gimmicky. You know, I know he was messing around musical chairs, but he's doing that for a laugh. He's not saying, oh, what can I do that's going to cause, you know, create some headlines? Because if he would have done that, he just would have slapped Parker then. So Del Boy, he knows he's in for a tough fight tomorrow night. He knows he must win the fight, and we can't wait to see it.
Coming back to that little sing-along yesterday, you think you can hold a note, don't you? You had a whacking fight camp as well.
Yeah, that was a tough song though. Queen, Bohemian Rhapsody. That's not the karaoke classic. Do you know what I mean?
You give it a good go.
I'm versatile.
What happens to the winner and what happens to the loser in this fight? Obviously, Joe Parker, I think, will be looking at trying to get a world title shot. For Chisora, is he wanting that, or is it just biggest fights possible, biggest money?
I think people keep saying that to me, you know, the winner and loser. Look, if Parker just wants to fight for the world heavyweight title, he wants to become a two-time world heavyweight champion. Chisora just wants to tear up, right? For as much money as possible. Let's not sugarcoat it. Yeah. And by the way, if he loses well, he can fight Wilder, Ruiz, Ortiz, all these fights. But if he wins well, he can fight those guys again, but for a lot more money. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And Derek just loves to fight. You know, he don't want to retire. He's had a lot of defeats, but look who he's lost to: Tyson Fury twice, Vitaly Klitschko, David Haye, you know, Parker, Usyk, Dillian Whyte. You know, so he's fought the very, very best, but he still looks good. He's still entertaining, and he's always fun to watch.
He's that one fighter, I think, when people look at undefeated records, where it doesn't matter if his O's gone, he's still selling out arenas, Manchester, London, and he's back. Moving on from Chisora, one fighter who's speaking quite highly of you at the minute on Instagram, Broner. I don't know what his contract situation is, but are you in the market to maybe bring him on board and try and build up the Conor Ben fight? Because he always said 135, 140, but obviously... I
mean, he's talked about that weight to me. I don't see him making that weight. You know, the worst thing that could happen for Adrian is that he misses weight. So you've got to make a decision. Forget 135. It's 140 or 147. But can you really make 140? Like, if he gets his head down and lives the life, yes. But, you know, it's just, do we do the fight with Conor Ben in April, right? Or do we go away and give him a fight in March or April in America and do that fight in the summer? Do you know what I mean? That's what we've got to consider. And either or, I would love to work with Broner. He's still a huge name. He's crazy. But we like crazy. And everyone will tune in to watch.
He's like boxing's guilty pleasure. You don't know what's going to turn up.
You could always watch.
He will. Every time I watch him, you know, it's just you watch it not knowing what's going to happen. Talks between Dillian Whyte, Tyson Fury. I know everyone's asked you about. I just want to reiterate the point.
Yeah, nothing. No waiting on the split. No, waiting on the split from the WBC. Before then, it's very difficult to negotiate that because you don't know what you're negotiating.
Right, talk about the fight itself, because I've got a good feeling. I think a lot of people's sort of feelings are that it will happen, it will get made, rumours of Cardiff, abroad, etc. What happens in the fight? Dillian Whyte's been waiting a long time for this, so he'll be pent up. How do you see the fight going?
I think Dillian's very dangerous in the fight. You know, Fury's the favourite going in, but any time you trade up left hooks with Dillian Whyte, you could be going to sleep. And I could see Tyson Fury getting lazy in the fight, getting tired in the fight, and I believe Dillian has every chance to stop him. I don't think he wins the fight on points, because Tyson's difficult to beat over the distance, but I think he has a really good chance of knocking him out.
Anthony Joshua, Oleksandr Usyk, AJ, lots of talk a step aside, but it appears they'll go straight into that rematch now. Where are we at with that? Have you talks progressed, or is it a case of looking at sites, that kind of stuff?
Yeah, I mean, that's what we're doing this week, and we'll speak to Alex Krasik and look to plan that for April.
Katie Taylor, she was recipient of 2 awards this week. Amanda Serrano, are we looking at getting that fight on? Is there talks with Jake Paul's team?
We've exchanged contracts and negotiating that at the moment, and obviously Serrano fights tomorrow night. Hopefully she gets the win and we make the biggest fight in women's history.
Absolutely. Right, I'm just going to end on this. Jake Paul, Tyron Woodley, the rematch after Tommy Fury pulled out. What do you make of it? It's a rematch again, a competitive fight. Can sort of live with that?
Doesn't feel big. Yeah. But the Fury fight was bigger, but he pulled out. So Jake's done what he's done, got the opponent, and wish him all the best.
Is he good for the sport?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, he's bringing a new audience. He's fighting. You know, love him or hate him, he's clever. People are tuning in. He's making a lot of money.
Absolutely. Eddie Hearn, thanks for talking to Into Boxing.